That's the sound of the beast. Who the fuck these niggas think they dealing with? Got the ISIS flow, I been killing shit. Got the ice in the snow, I been whipping shit. Couple cars on the lot like a dealership. Yeah, letting nigga with an attitude.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Faded Truth. Today I have another cast member from the upcoming movie Bully, The Dead Don't Die, set to drop this fall of 2020. And we have Robert Johns today, who is FBI Agent Grimes. How you feeling? Are you feeling grimy?
No, I'm not feeling grimy. I'm feeling on top of the world. Thank you for asking yourself.
I'm doing good. I'm ready.
Here's the bottom line, man. The gig is up. You went under, you got caught up, took the bait. Now here we are.
So now you're basically telling him he got himself caught up with the pussy, right?
Basically.
Okay.
So in that scene, he was grabbed in a sting operation, and we're basically telling him, bro, you're fucked. So you're going to have to give up what you know. And my partner in the movie is Special Agent Sabrina Jimenez. She's more the bad cop. I'm more the calm guy, which is
Okay.
for me because I'm very hyper all the time. So I have to play someone who's like this mellow fellow, and that was hard for me. You know,
Okay, so do you think that was the biggest difference between your characters?
Totally.
Okay.
When Alex approached me and told me who I was going to be playing and what my character was going to be like, as an actor, that's the first thing I want to understand. What's the character's personality? How does he interact with people? What does he think about himself? And Agent Grimes is a guy who's more silence, more action, if that makes sense. So I understood that I had to think about a police officer or anyone in that retrospect that was like that. And the first person I thought of was David Caruso's character, Horatio Caine in CSI. So I would watch a lot of clips of him and think about, okay, this is what I got to do. This is how he acts. That's going to make sense.
Are you a dirty FBI agent?
No,
Or are you
no,
normal?
I'm clean.
Okay,
Yep.
so you're normal because Arande's dirty.
Andy's very dirty.
So
Yes.
Do you know that he's dirty?
I do know.
Because he's fucking the hooker.
So banging
you know.
the hooker. But
Right.
but outside of banging the hooker, what he was doing was he was pushing drugs. He went to cover and got in way too deep.
So are you his friend throughout this journey?
No, we are not friends. We did not know each other.
Who do you act with most throughout the bully process?
So I'm mostly with Gisele because she plays my partner. Really her and I the entire time. I also do a lot of work with Rosanna because she's our informant. So for Gisele and I, we look to her for the information that we need.
This is your first acting role?
My first, film, like long film. I've done some short films, things like that. I was a singer for a long time. Being on stage in front of lights wasn't a big thing for me, but as far as first film, full-length film, yes.
Were you nervous?
No, I was good.
What did you sing?
I sang R&B and I sang Spanish.
Ah,
Yes.
Where's your family from?
So my father's from St. Croix. My father's mother is Cuban and my mother's Cuban. So yes, I speak Spanish.
Okay, so can you sing me something? No, it doesn't have to be in Spanish because I don't understand it.
Oh, are you Puerto Rican?
What's your favorite song to sing?
I prefer 90s R&B. I'm a 90s kid. I was born in 1980. I'm going to be 40 years old at the end of the year. But I would consider myself a 90s baby, 90s R&B, that kind of thing.
Are you talking like Boys to Men? Are you talking like Jagged Edge? Like who's your R&B? I'm
talking Boys to Men. I love Jagged Edge too, but nobody can touch them. As far as I was concerned, nobody could touch them.
Yeah, I love them. Let's hear it.
I Have Nothing, Whitney Houston. Remember that?
I have nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. That one?
Yeah. I'll give you a
All
little.
right.
All right. Don't make me close one more door. I don't want to hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you dare. Must I imagine you there? Don't walk away from me. That's it.
Yes. Nice.
But over here, that's what I'm telling you right now. I see you smoking that shit right there.
Are you still doing musical things now?
So I haven't in a while. Unfortunately, I love to do it. But, I'm a father, young girl, 6 and 4. So my focus is really doing what I need to do for them. I'm also a student. I'm a nursing student. I'm doing a lot of different things.
Right.
Laziness is not on the table for me. I have to be an example. You know what I'm saying?
So now are you going to be an RN or is it?
Okay.
Okay. Gotcha. What's your favorite scene in Bully?
We did a raid scene. There were 2 hitmen, and this is actually when we picked up Arande's character. This was the scene right before that. We knew where he was staying. We had tabs on him, everything. So he had hitmen in his place, and they were going to pop him. And me and Gisele and a couple other people, our mission, so to speak, was to go in there, kind of light the place up. We didn't find anything but Arandi. And it was just a lot of fun kicking down doors and shit, throwing their weapons hot. That was lit. So I was without a doubt. I'd have to say shit, but that kind of stuff right there, just walking in, you know.
So who's your favorite character?
So I like Rosanna's character.
Now, I don't know if all this shit is true, but he's not somebody you want to fuck with.
It really speaks to what some people are just kind of forced into doing to protect themselves and survive. She wasn't a hooker, so to speak. You know, she was a college grad. She had done everything right. And the next thing you know, her life is flipped upside down. So now she has to walk the fine line between, right, she has to grind, walk the fine line between figuring it out and, you know, being a hoe, so to speak, right? So
Right.
I appreciate her character because I understand her pain.
We've all done fucked up shit for money, I think.
I would agree.
If you've ever had to survive for your life, you've done fucked up shit for money. So.
Exactly. I concur. What it is.
That's what it is. What is the hardest part about acting in like movies? Is it any different from the skits, or was there something that you saw as like more of a thing that you had to overcome when you started working on Bully?
It's a lot harder than doing skits. First of all, you got to do a lot more takes. Not every scene you shoot is a comfortable working atmosphere, meaning it might be a little too hot and you got to wear a coat. It might be a little too cold. You got to wear a t-shirt. We're doing 5, 10, 15 takes just to make sure we get the right one. And then kind of, you know, so the hardest thing definitely was adjusting to that. Because with a skit, you don't got to do that. It's just kind of, you know, 1 take, 2 takes, maybe you go right through.
And aren't a lot of those improv or?
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Improving wasn't a big deal for me because as a singer, I had to do that a lot anyway.
You know, if you're a real creative, I feel like you could just do it on the spot.
100%.
You know?
And that's what
Alex, you love what you do.
Yeah. No, he wanted us to be ourselves a lot. He wanted us to do a lot of improving. So, yeah, you know, he had scripts. He had all, you know, Alex is very organized like that. But the real thing was, for him, was making sure that we understood our characters and brought it into our own and used that in the form of an improv.
Okay, so you kind of took your already skills that you had with skits and improving to kind of just get into character. So it wasn't really a big, like you said, it wasn't a shock for you.
No, the transition was pretty seamless.
You were a baseball player?
I was. Played a little bit of semi-pro ball.
Shit.
Funny because, you know, I was a third baseman because I was too slow to play shortstop. And
I don't even know what the fuck a shortstop is, but
shortstop is the most important position on the baseball field. I ended up getting hurt my knee, and as a 5'10" third baseman, it wasn't going to work out for me after that, unfortunately.
So do you still have issues with your knee?
Some residual issues. I can't move like I used to. Not.
Well, you're gonna be 40. Relax.
I'm gonna be 40. I'm still in the gym, you know, working out. I'm trying to do 2 a days, that kind of thing.
Do you do CBD or THC at all?
I do not. I
Okay.
do not. I probably should though, because I heard that's intense.
That you don't even have to have the THC if you don't want to be high.
Right.
You know, because like my mom, she doesn't want to be high at all. She's like sees a percent. She's like, I'm not taking it. I'm like, take this shit because you're fucked up and you need to feel better. So she eats CBD gummies, and she loves them. Did you ever feel like baseball players are lazier than the other players and get paid more?
Absolutely not. I think it
Because
depends.
like football players don't get paid shit really. Y'all have no cap in the fucking baseball. It's crazy.
If you're comparing it like that, then yeah. But I mean, football is more of a militaristic sport. It's a lot more barbaric. I think football players should get paid more.
I need a baseball player. They have no cap and they don't get injured. I'll be like, hey, babe, you can stay in there until you're 50.
Right, but the hardest thing to do is to hit a round ball with a round bat and hit it square. That's very hard to do. Of all professional sports, it's the hardest thing to do.
I have no coordination, so I wouldn't. I mean, I played wiffle ball.
How'd you do?
I wasn't a sports person, nor do I really watch sports.
You are a fighter, though. I know.
I'm not a fighter. I just like to box.
You know, I fought for a couple of years, but I'm not a fighter. Like, you know, you probably beat my ass. I don't know.
I couldn't go full in with it because would never want to fuck my face up. So
fair enough. That would be that.
You were also a martial artist, or you are a martial artist?
I was. I still practice every now and then. A bit of Krav Maga.
Shit.
Do I look like a fucking killer? It was intense. because I'm not a violent person, but I also understood, look at the world we live in, right? I think it should be mandatory that everybody learns how to defend themselves.
Agreed.
I'm like that with my kids. I have 2 little girls. I love them more than I love myself. So it's important to me that they understand how to protect themselves, because daddy's not going to be with them all the time.
Do you teach them moves, like your wife and them moves and stuff?
Absolutely.
Who's your favorite actors? Like,
I'm a dramatic individual, but I like actors that can play action roles in a dramatic way, like Tom Cruise. I love Tom Cruise. All the Mission Impossible movies, I loved him in. I'm a sucker for the Leonardo DiCaprios of the world.
love him.
Love him. As an
Love
actor,
him. What's your favorite movie that he was in?
Titanic. I'll Never Let Go, Jack. Gets me all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because he was such a young actor in that movie too.
He was.
But Wolf of Wall Street, man, I just love him in that.
Oh, I'm not fucking believe it.
Because it's like I used to work in a sales floor that was like that almost. Not as bad, obviously, but in Jersey. And it's just funny because like all that shit happens, you know, like people were literally fighting for fucking pills on the floor and shit. Like,
oh yeah,
it's crazy.
No, I have jobs and I can count on my hands and toes. So I get it, but I remember what was that scene that he did? They're gonna have to bring a fucking wrecking ball. That was awesome. I love it. yeah. And you know, I realized like I'm watching a movie here.
So what is your future upcoming projects? So are you going to continue to like take opportunities if they come to you? Or are you chilling?
I'm not chilling. I got to be on the move. There's no chill for Robert Johns. One of my co-stars in Bully had actually approached me about doing a film where she plays a battered wife and I play the abusive husband. So we're going to do that together. Alex also came to me with another project that he's looking to start working on. So those are the 2 that I'm up to right now.
So how are you going to be a fucking asshole of a husband? You're going to have to really get into character for that.
All I really do is I watch how that person thinks based on roles that I see. All I really have to do is look at YouTube and say to myself, okay, let's look at domestic violence. I look at how that man moves, how he approaches his wife before he hits her. How does he circle her? How does he move? What does he say? What are his mannerisms? What are his facial?
I feel like you really get right into it. That's great. Like that you already have that vision, you know? Do you have anyone that's like been a mentor for you?
In an acting role, no, I haven't. Unfortunately, I wish I would have had that. But have I had people that have come into my life that have taught me things about how to manage my money, proper way to live my life? Yes, I have. But if we're talking about acting, no, I have not.
Do you have any other hidden talents?
I know an awesome card trick, and I'm a hell of a dancer. I played Mortal Kombat for money.
Fuck yeah.
Won thousands of dollars playing that game. I was a fucking animal. I played one character and one character only. And
Who you play? Who's your character?
I'll give you one guess. Take a shot.
Is it a girl or a guy?
It's a girl.
Katana?
Good guess, but no. I play Sonya Blade.
That was my other guess.
Yep, I play
Sonya. That was my bitch. Her and Katana were my girls.
I'm very loyal to Sonya. I play nobody else but Sonya.
What's your best life advice?
If you spend your life trying to wait for other people to fix your problems, you're going to wait for the rest of your life. I would almost kind of do things a lot of the time that other people would expect me to do, and then when it wouldn't work out, I'd be mad at them, but it's not their fault. That was my fault. Lately, what I've been doing is following what Rob wants to. And because of that, I've gained a whole new level of confidence about myself. I trust myself to make decisions. As a man, as a father, as everything. But it took me to really say to myself, you know what, you got to trust yourself, man.
I mean, once you let it go to yourself, I mean, I'm so happy and I don't give a fuck, you know,
Good
because
for you. Yeah,
because I just know I'm answering to myself and anything that, you know, I'm in control of what I'm doing, regardless. I'm in control of my mind, my thoughts, my fucking, you know, surroundings. So I've been trying to make sure I'm on top of that for the last, you know, year. What's like the scariest thing for a dad with girls? Because I feel like if I had a daughter, I would literally lock her in a cage. You're not going to be a hoe.
There is always that fear. I'm not so much scared of them being hoes as you say, because now they're living their life trying to impress daddy. I'll subliminally put it in ways so that they understand, hey, look, so you don't let daddy down, don't be a hoe. I won't say that to them. You know, like, I'll do that. I'm also not going to shame them for what they do wrong. If they do something wrong, they're going to make mistakes. I'm good with that. I want to be able to come to me. I want to be able to be their father and their friend. That's important to me. Very important. Because I personally didn't have my father. So being a good dad it's more important to me than just about anything. I guess my biggest fear would be them not being able to protect themselves when someone tries to take advantage of them. Because more than likely it will happen. Because I have two very beautiful little girls.
Well, that's why they fucking about to be Krav Maga.
Yes. I am going to teach them. The thing is, if I'm going to teach someone, I have to be willing to hit you. Because you have to know what your enemy is going to feel. So you know how their body is going to react. I can't hit my kids. So I'll teach them little things every now and then. One of my boys, one of the guys I grew up with, I was the guy that fought the bullies for him. I hate a bully. Men that beat their women or vice versa. People that pick on other people, that I hate that.
Wait, so when you do this abusive husband role, do you guys like fake hit and then it makes it look real? Like, how does it work?
Yes. So everything is going to be a fake hit. Of course, the sound effects come into play. You got to come really close to hitting someone in the face.
Right. Like, I feel like you have to be like.
You got to be really close. Yeah. So like, if I'm facing this way, you got to be like here. If by accident I do kind of, I'm gonna feel so bad.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show, Mr. Robert Johns, aka FBI Agent Grimes. We're gonna look for you in the new movie Bully the Dead Don't Die, set to drop this fall. So guys, stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to stay up on the Bully Cast.
You got it, Ann.
Peace out.
All right.
You know what it is. Couple black mans, black gloves for the lid. We be in the club popping bottles in the vid.